Hey guys, this is a kind of a finished look at the hat rack I was working on earlier that I bought the little Hyper Tough sander to make, and it's pretty simple and pretty cheap. I took a 1/2 inch sheet of plywood and just cut it into a shape that was kind of pleasing to look at. And it was actually scrap left over from building my workbench here, and since I built the workbench, I did add this little shelf right down here, and I built that just the size to store my skill flooring saw there. So I designed that little shelf just to put my flooring saw on. And that'll keep it up and out of the way, and that's not the kind of thing you'd use every day. Although you can use it to cross cut or miter cut, uh, you know, um, inch boards, 1x2s, 4s, 6s, nothing thicker than a 1x, but it will do that. And that's I had some scrap left from that, and so I used that, and I also used the scrap piece of 2x4 that I used to make the frame for that lower shelf. And so basically, the base of this hat rack is scrap, and I just mounted some hooks, and I put 2 there, and 2, I put them on opposing sides, 2 here, and then I'll be able to put a hat over the top. I sanded it all. I started with 60 grit and worked my way up to 120. It's just a hat rack. It doesn't have to be, anything special. But, and it's simply just that, like I said, that plywood base. I got 3 3-inch screws going through the plywood into the 2x4. And boy, this is just about as simple a hat or coat rack that you could make. Now, I didn't design this to hold a lot of weight. It's just going to hold my wool hats over there, and I did bring them out to be able to set up my my spacing on my hooks. So that's what's going to be stored on the rack. But anyway, and I did paint it with the same paint that I used to paint our shutters and some of the trim around the house and the door and window frames on my shop building. So I basically use the Walmart brand Color Place barn and fence paint, and this is the red, and it's a flat color. And so just so happens that color matched perfectly to the color of metal roof that we just had put on our house. So, and I thought I'd keep with the theme of red and black, and do the paint the hat rack in red with the black hardware. I think it looks pretty good. So anyway, guys, that's just a little cheap project that I done with my Hyper Tough, and those coat hooks were already here. If you've seen when I done my video on cleaning up the shop, there was a whole coffee can full of those hooks new in the package, so I didn't have to buy any hat hooks or coat hooks. So, and the reason I left the base longer in the back is so that when this is against the wall right here, that'll give me standoff, so that my hats that are hanging here don't gives them room between the back of the rack and the wall. Doesn't crush them on the back side. And that's why I left that a little longer on the back, to give me some standoff to not crush the hats that are on the back side. The 2x4 did have a little knot in it, but it's a hat rack. I ain't building the Taj Mahal. So anyway, guys, That's just the hat rack that I built very cheaply. Very simple design. Piece of scrap plywood and a piece of scrap 2x4. And I mean, if you had to go and buy some cheap hooks, uh, this still would cost you probably under $15 to build, probably. So, anyway, guys, just a quick look at my hat rack and the kind of the way I designed it, and what I designed it for. And like I said, I'll be putting this is my wool hats. I have a lot of caps, but these are some wool hats, and some of these are fairly expensive hats. They're thrown around right now, but one of these is of course, that's a bowler. Uh, uh, this is an old Bronner, which, if you're familiar, these are older hats, and most of these are American made. Typically, don't buy hats that are not made in America. But this is an older Bronner hat, and Bronner also makes some Stetsons. So, and this one is a country gentleman, and this is also an American-made hat. No, actually, this one's a Chinese, so that's the only Chinese hat I have. And the rest of these hats are Pantropics. This is a Pantropic. This is a Pantropic. These are light felt hats. Crushable, packable. These are very nice hats. This is a Pantropic also. Light felt. And this is kind of like an Outback hat here. And it's also a Pantropic. So I have several of the hats from Pantropic. They're really nice, heavy hats. And I just like them. Tend to wear them mostly in the winter. So, and this is the one I wear the most. And you can see that's motor oil from something, and this hat has been used extensively. It's sweaty, dirty, but this is my favorite hat. Now, when I bought that hat, it was not my favorite hat. It was floppy and had no body to it. It was almost like a woman's sun hat, and I took and steamed it and reshaped it and stiffened it and made it into the hat it is today. If you buy one of these off Amazon, this is not the hat you will get. Well, you'll get that hat, but it won't be like that. So anyway, guys, that's just a look at my hat rack that I built today, and kind of the reasoning for buying the little sander that I bought and done the video earlier on. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching my videos and leaving comments and thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber to the channel, I wish you would subscribe. I try to keep the videos, topics on them varied, so that we have something of interest to a wide variety of people. I know not everybody's into guns. I love guns, and most of the people I know love guns, but not everybody's always into firearms and that sort of thing. Also like doing little building projects and things of that nature. And as you can see, I like collecting hats and just different things. And I like tinkering in the workshop and building little things. Nothing fancy. You're not going to see any Queen Anne furniture come from me, because it'd look something more like a hillbilly queen would live on. But anyway, guys, I appreciate everybody watching, and like I said, my little coat rack or hat rack could be used as either. Simple little project. Took probably less than 45 minutes, and you know, uh, be a nice little storage solution. So thanks guys for watching, and until the next video, we'll see you on the next one, and thanks for watching.